Kenneth Best with more predictions and updates. Children. Spring break is over, yet the children are still at home. Many of us are finding that the rules have changed. In light of COVID-19, the 5-second rule no longer applies and has been suspended. In a reversal after decades of parents begging their children to go out and play, it is now the children begging their parents to go outside and play. More families are actually turning off the TV and sharing a meal together. At a distance, of course. Some things never change, especially with teenagers. Testing is all the buzz, except for our kids. No SATs, no standardized testing. Woohoo! And more people are actually reading the newspaper, although the weekender edition has curiously disappeared. Hello, I'm Kenneth Best with breaking news from the animal kingdom. We are now joined by Dr. Zeus, lead scientist for WAMO, or the World Animal Mammal Organization. Dr. Zeus?
Thank you, Kenneth, for having me.
Please forgive me for being so forward, Dr. Zeus, but are we any closer to finding a cure?
Well, humans are a curious type. However, we are working tirelessly on your plight. I don't know why we could have the whole planet to ourselves. If I may be honest.
Thank you, Dr. Zeus. We now go to the White House with Medusa Hurt.
Earlier, in a press briefing with the president, optimism reigned, stating, and I quote, "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be all right." Raising questions when asked the president's sources, to which was responded, 3 little birds. Kenneth?
Thank you, Medusa. We are now joined by Mr. L. Cobb, a salesman from New York City. Mr. Cobb.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Best.
Mr. Cobb, you find yourself at America's epicenter with loss all around. How are you coping?
Well, you know the number one cause of death. We all do.
No, sir. What is it?
Well, the number one cause of death is obviously birth. I mean, once you're born, you know there's at least a 50-50 chance.
Okay, so what you're saying is many more Americans will be living longer because they're not being hit by a bus or something?
Sure.
With us now is Thurston Gus III in Manhattan. Hello, sir.
It's pronounced Goose. Thurston Goose the Third. I mean, I wouldn't call you Kenneth Worst.
My apologies. And thank you for bringing up a traumatic time in my childhood. Mr. Goose, how are you surviving being sequestered in your penthouse?
Well, the cellar is being depleted rapidly. We are already out of poussey-foussey. I mean, good God, man. What is this world coming to?
And what are you doing about other essentials? Toilet paper, for instance.
Oh, please. I have a zookeeper for that.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Goose.
The third?
Yeah, whatever, Gus. We tried to reach the zookeeper for comment, but he was unavailable. It would, however, be safe to say that the zookeeper is very fond of rum. Meanwhile, across the world, a reactionary group known as Zebra has taken to the streets, causing a mass exodus of missionaries in fear of more than the virus. Here in the States, alleged syndicate boss and business owner Al Capone made this statement.
Hey, what's up with this social distancing crap? I mean, I've had to lay off a large sector of my associates because everybody's staying at home. I mean, where's my stimulus package? Nowhere? Okay.
And finally, addressing the question of a possible baby boom, following this quarantine is Mr. Biggles. Well, there you have it. Wash your hands and be safe. Until next time, I'm Kenneth Best.
I'm Whiskey Dick.
And I'm Uncle Kenney. Squirrel!
The Forbidden Zone was once a paradise. Man has no understanding. Sure, you might be able to teach them a few simple tricks, but they're so damn